Hello everybody, it's me, Gabe, back from Creative Ann. And I'm here with a special guest, Jeff. What's good, Jeff? By the way, he actually has his own YouTube channel, so go check it out after the video. What is it, Jeff? I'm gonna stick my finger in your ear, and you got 3 seconds before. Okay, we're actually gonna do something scary. So if you don't know this YouTube channel, definitely check it out as well. It's called Snarl, I believe. And they have all of these like little scary, almost hand-drawn animations, and me and Jeff are going to be reacting to this.
It's actually one of my first times. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be really great.
I'm actually still at school. So yeah, I love it very so much. Early releases.
But anyway, if you really like Gabe's channel, make sure you subscribe, slap that bell, leave a like, and comment down below which video you want to see next.
Hey, same for Jeff. I mean, seriously, go check out some of his videos as well, which is friend.
Anyway,
let's jump right into the video. Oh, you ready, Jeff? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
The bedroom lights.
Our next set of stories is about duality. Light and darkness, good and evil.
I'll hold the phone.
Stories that shine a light on the darkness of humanity. This first chapter is a classic urban legend about two roommates in college. Lisa and Amber were seniors living in the same on-campus apartment. They used to be a lot closer when they moved in together, but over the school year...
Sorry guys, got a little mishaps. If you enjoyed the live stream, just make sure to like this video.
Sorry, it's really hard. It's not my usual setup.
Lisa wanted to go to as many parties as she could, while Amber preferred to study and make sure her grades didn't slip. Over the first couple of months, Lisa would come stumbling back to their room very late at night, when Amber was already asleep. Lisa was usually pretty wasted and would turn the lights on to get ready for bed, which would then wake up Amber. This was a very annoying nightly habit that usually resulted in Amber being very cranky in the morning. However, she wasn't a confrontational type and let her anger bubble up inside her. The first semester was almost over and finals were coming up. One night, Amber was settling into study and Lisa was getting ready to go out, as usual. Before Lisa left, Amber snapped, "If you're gonna come home late, can you not turn the light on? It always wakes me up and then I have a hard time falling back asleep." "Oh, of course. I'm so sorry, Rumi." "Is it just me, or have we been drifting apart this year?" "No."
It's really sad, this thing.
I know.
By the way, sorry if you can't
Oh
hear
my
us.
god, not at all. Hey, why don't you come out with me
You know
tonight,
what?
like
I
old
have an idea.
times?
Let's go to
It's
the back
been
table
so
all the way
long
back
since we
there.
hung out.
Oh yeah. Okay guys, we're gonna relocate real quick, so
Let's pause the video.
Maybe
let's pause
after.
it. We're really sorry about this guys for just first live stream.
But we gotta make sure that the
Oh,
teacher.
what if we go to the phone space?
Okay, 1 second.
So there's actually, we gotta be really quiet. So there's this like foam space over there. So I don't know how many people are actually allowed back there. So we're gonna try and sneak there. Come on, Jeff, come on, let's go. Grab your phone, grab your phone, grab your phone.
Anyway, if you got the iPhone X, put subscribe down below. Just put a link in the description. I do know. This should be a good game. Not here. Really, Gabe?
Yep, really.
Gabe, we can't do it. We can't go over here.
Yeah.
No.
Come on, dude.
The teacher said. We're coming out. We're so sorry, guys, but the teacher called us again. Okay, back to the basics. Let's find a new table.
Let's go over there. Sorry guys.
Yes, 2 backpacks that is actually holding, and it looks heavy, but to him it's really, really heavy.
Oh god.
Anyway, stop making a scene. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah guys.
And if you like Gabe's channel, you know what to do.
Dude, you said that like 3 times already.
So that way they won't forget.
Okay. See you later, Rumi. It was around 3 a.m. when Lisa came back. Just
Holy
as she
shit,
was about to
man.
turn the lights on, she stopped herself. She looked over at Amber's bed, where she could vaguely make out the shape of Amber's sleeping figure. She must have been having quite a dream because she was moving around quite a bit.
Why does it
Lisa
look so
carefully
weird?
changed into her pajamas.
I know, it
and
sounds like
crept
she's doing
into
more
bed.
than just sleeping.
The next morning, Lisa woke up around 9 a.m. She was a little surprised that she was up before Amber.
Comment down below if you guys wake up that
motionless in
early,
her bed.
that late.
Lisa was proud of
And
herself.
if you
knowing that she
guys
didn't wake up her roommate
if you
last
guys
night.
wake up at a
She also
if you guys
knew
wake
that
up at a
Amber
different
had
time
very
like
important
that,
test that
Yeah,
morning,
comment below. What
so
time
she
do you guys
decided to
even wake
wake
up?
her. Wake up early. Oh my god. When Lisa turned Amber over, she saw the blood-drenched sheets.
Oh!
Above the bed was
Oh,
a message
dang!
written in blood.
what the
Aren't you
heck?
glad you didn't turn on the light?
Oh god, that's demented!
Like this video if it gave you
What?
chills. And don't forget to subscribe. You have a scary story you're
God.
dying
Wait a
to
minute, let's
share.
Wait,
Check
what
out the
the-
description below for
What?
information on how to submit your spooky experience.
What is that?
It said like
Oh my god, don't mess with spirits.
while you
Dude,
sit,
look at her neck!
it's all bloody and all like in
Dude.
her eyes. Oh, we have to watch that one,
Yeah.
dude. That is so wrong.
That looks demented.
I'm Sapphire.
This is mental. Oh! We don't let the clown get us? Oh!
Scary fan edition. Chapter
That-
1.
Wait, dude, do you know what fan?
I
You know what
asked you
fan
to
edition
send in
is?
your personal
So from what I
paranormal
know,
stories
fan
to
edition is
Dot.
true stories.
All the chapters
So this is
in the
true.
next volume
Possibly.
are true stories submitted by you.
Oh,
Dang, I swear, there's like demons or ghosts. I'm just, I'm running the heck home, putting down, bathing in holy water, and like wearing clothes made of rosary. I'm not kidding y'all.
When he returned, he brought back many gifts.
I just noticed you guys can
among other
see our
things.
reflection
Her
like from
family had a small
the
chicken
camera
farm
thing.
where they
so-
raised the birds for meals. Orchid was used to seeing her parents bring a chicken inside when it was time to eat. But the day her dad came back from his trip, there was a strange black bird on his arm.
Oh my
All other
god.
chickens were white, so Orchid was puzzled. This bird looked like a crow. It was all black,
And it had a
including
red
its
eye.
beak, except its eyes were red.
Guys, you guys know when eyes are red.
Mommy, what is that
Yeah,
bird
it's either
Daddy's
you
carrying?
got some major case
What
of
are you
pink eye
talking
or
about?
something.
Daddy was holding a black bird. Her mom went into the kitchen to see what she was
It was
talking
a
about.
dad. It looked
But
so
all she
young.
saw was her dad. There was no black bird in sight. That
Oh.
night, Orchid slept in her parents' bedroom.
Here, take your backpack
For
off and
whatever
put
reason,
it right here
she
so we
woke
get
up
some
in the
better
middle of the
sound.
night and sat up. She noticed something behind the curtains in front of the window. It was a girl.
Oh!
Like she was about 12 years old.
Oh!
She
Yes.
was just standing there, staring at Orchid, with her hollow
I'll
black
be right back,
eyes.
guys.
Dude!
Orchid stared back at her, wondering what she was going to do. But she just stood there. Eventually, Orchid fell back asleep. The next morning, Orchid was drawing a picture. What a pretty girl. Who is that? Her mom asked. This is Princess. Her mom thought nothing of the
Cause
daughter's
that's not
drawing
creepy now, is it?
until she started seeing it everywhere. Pages and pages of drawings of Princess all over the house. She was even on the walls and the bedroom pillows. Orchid, you can't be drawing on everything. But Princess is my friend. I like when she's around.
Wait, dude.
Her family was pretty disturbed this morning.
Sorry, guys, I had
Orchid
to go
drawing
get-
a picture. What a pretty girl.
Okay, then.
Who is that?
One is
There was no black bird in sight. That night,
Sorry, guys.
Orchid slept in her parents' bedroom. For whatever reason, she woke up in the middle of the night and sat up. She noticed something behind the curtains in front of the window.
oh god.
It was a girl
Yeah, this is the.
who looked like she was
No,
about 12
like,
years
take-
old. She
Look at her eyes though, right?
Yeah, you gotta say those eyes like you know.
Have you ever heard like the story of the black-eyed children? Have you ever heard about that?
Yes.
So like, I don't know if any of you noticed this, but they actually did a story on the black-eyed children. So, according to I'm sorry, I'm trying to turn. So according to like an old legend, these children who died, sometimes their spirits they come back as wandering souls,
And that looks
their eyes are completely black. So what they'll do, if you ever hear this at night, do not open the door. You look before. So what you'll see one boy and one girl in very old shoes. It does not matter if it's winter or summer; they'll be wearing the same thing. One wearing, I think, a summer dress, and the other like a t-shirt and shorts with
Yeah, basically.
yeah, and it actually varies from different types of clothing here. And actually, I'm gonna set up this gap. Ooh, that's nice. And what they'll do, they'll knock and they'll have their heads down and their hair over their eyes so you won't be able to see them. They'll ask if they can come in and their parents will be on the way. They'll do that, strange things will happen. Power outages, death, and according to the story that I heard, their cat died, so they affect it. And if your animal is like hissing at these people, if you accidentally let them in, call someone, call the cops, your best friend, and get a knife and keep it in your pocket. Seriously, just in case. Hold on,
Okay, guys, we'll be right back.
Yeah, hold on. You can just sit here.
Okay, so just like what Gabe said about like knife and just like this. That is so scary. Like it kind of looks like the other girl, like when she was sleeping. I forgot what it was, but yeah, it was like the girl that when she was sleeping. So yeah, because Gabe. But yeah, that's kind of like a dark figure. Like that, it's kind of like a dark side.
They're getting over here.
So, sorry, ma'am.
Dang it! This is the bad part about doing it.
What you want to see what you do right now? You jump on top of it. Okay.
Wait, man. So you want us to move? Okay. So yeah, that was just like it's just like her, but different. Basically, again, you know her, and that was like the girl that woke up a little bit.
What do you mean?
Like that girl that woke up about like the girl that woke up that she saw something on the things. You know her?
Is it from like a movie or something
No, it was from this. That little girl, it kind of looks exactly like that.
Actually, I see what you mean. Just
Okay, we're gonna put the camera down. That way the teacher does not know that we're doing this. But yeah, I don't see you guys liking the video. I thought you guys would like it. But yeah, anyway.
Pay attention, real good. So
this.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how scary is that?
Can you imagine waking up and you see that behind your
Standing
curtains? Oh my god.
Dude,
Can you imagine like waking up to that though? Seriously, can you? Like, leave a comment down below if anything like this has happened to you.
like this So like it's happening in your dreams or something.
Or like legit real life. Cause this, can you imagine waking up and you see that behind your curtains? Oh,
And that
I
is
would have
just-
been gone.
That is just really creepy.
I'd be running out there with some holy water, or running at it with a squirt gun filled with holy water. It's like, oh, no,
Discard
no,
it.
no.
I discarded its death. Okay, guys, we're gonna continue the video. 3.
Hey, do you want to switch spots?
Do you want to?
Yeah. By the way, this is not sponsored by Apple. We just use their product.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. The things keeps dropping, so it's taking it actually. So I was gonna play the video in 3. Get ready, guys. And if you're scared, if you
Dude, we
want to
gotta like. Oh crap! No.
Staring at Orchid
Who's watching?
with her hollow black eyes. Orchid stared back at her, wondering what she was going to do. But she just stood there. Eventually, Orchid fell back asleep.
Orchid, that's
The
right.
next morning, Orchid was drawing a picture. What a pretty girl.
camera.
Who is that? Her mom asked. This is Princess. Her
Oh,
mom thought
that's
nothing of her
not
daughter's
creepy.
cute
That's not
drawing.
creepy.
at all.
Until she started
I know,
seeing
right?
it everywhere. Pages and pages.
Like you wake
of
up and that's
drawings
what
of
you hear your
Princess
daughter
all over
see.
the
It's
house.
like she's drawn this
Even on
one
the
thing.
walls,
Oh,
bedroom pillows.
oh god.
Orchid, you can't be drawing on everything. The princess is my friend. I like when she's around.
Oh god.
Her family was pretty disturbed by Orchid's
That's not
sudden new
creepy, right,
obsession.
Jeff?
I know.
But
That's
weeks
not
later,
creepy when you
her
hear
mom
your kids
realized
say
there
that.
had to be a connection
It's like,
to
oh,
Princess.
Princess Maya.
friend.
Orchid's
Really?
family
Be
is
gone,
practitioners of Hmong shamanism.
Sorry.
Whenever you go on a trip,
guys.
you
just
must
say that
ask
to
the
you, they're
spirits to
actually
not
bothering
come back
us.
home with you. And Orchid's father had forgotten to do so.
Oh.
They suspected that Princess was a lost
So if you guys
soul
want this to be
who
actually
cast
really
herself
scary,
to
turn the
Orchid's
lights off
father.
right now.
They decided to perform Huane, a shamanic ritual to heal those battling with the spirit. Because if Orchid continued to
But
spend
guys,
time with
if you could see Gabe's
there was
face
a good
on like
chance
the
she could be
thing,
dragged into
you could
the
see
spirit
that his
world.
face is actually
Forever.
really surprised.
Orchid was placed in front of the altar, and a shaman
Oh, what the?
chanted around the spirit. Once the shaman
Alright, let's go back. Let's go
Wait,
back.
what? Hold on, stop right there. Stop. Okay.
Right, let's go back to it. Let's go back to
Hold
it.
on, hold on.
continued to spend time with Princess, there was a good chance she could be dragged into the spirit world forever. Orchid was placed in front of the altar, and
Right there.
What? What?
And just like that, they're covering their eyes. Just
So-
like what Gabe said. They're covering their eyes.
No, that's not the black-eyed children.
I know, but
the
then
black-eyed
it
children are actually
looks-
completely different.
Actually looks like that, but without the red parts.
Yeah, so like if it's the black-eyed children, imagine that, but it's the same hair color. And when
Yeah.
she lifts it up, you see like black, completely black eyes. Like I'm no joke. Search a picture of the black-eyed children or watch it on YouTube. It's so creepy, and they'll like hide the places in your house until their parents come. And their parents vary of black-eyed adults, white-eyed adults, or gray eyes, or even just people in creepy suits. They vary. I've seen some really creepy stuff about them.
So guys, if this is scary, put in the comments #scary.
Yeah.
That way we know if it's actually
Shaman
scary.
Taylor
I
rang
know.
bells and chanted around her to enter the spirit realm. Once the shaman made the journey into the other world, he was able to interact and communicate with the spirit of Princess.
There we go.
Now it's loud.
After the ritual, the shaman healer asked Orchid, "Where is Princess
That's what it
now?"
looks like.
Orchid said nothing and started tearing up. "What's the matter?" "I don't want to talk about Princess." "Why not?"
That is
I feel like her
suspicious.
eyes are gonna go red.
"She says she can't play with me anymore because she's dead."
Oh! Oh! My God! Wait, hold on.
Pause.
Did you?
Oh,
Hold on, go back.
"I don't want to talk about Princess."
What?
"Why not?" "She says she can't play with me anymore because she's dead." Volume are true
Oh, dang it.
back with her. Orchid, all those battling with a time with and a shaman healer Princess. "She says she can't play with me anymore because she's."
What?
That's Princess. Guys, that is Princess.
Oh!
Oh my
At first it was kind of fine, you know? Oh, dude, at first she was kind of fine, right? The only thing creepy was the black eyes and staring. But now this.
Like this, like wait.
It just went from kind
show,
of a-
show it to the camera.
It just went from kind of a cute little ghost,
There's
right?
blood to neck, to the sides, and a little bit on her head.
What kind of injuries? Yeah, like they slit their arms, their neck, and then hurt some of their hair. I don't know. How do you get blood from there? You're like,
And how do you get on your arms and your hair? Like how do you get it inside your hair?
I don't know.
But anyway,
But she went from kind of, like a cute little ghost, right? A nice, cute little ghost. You know, it doesn't look that. What? Oh my!
by the way, if you guys are enjoying the video, just But let's. If you guys would just tell us because this. Oh my god!
What the?
Imagine just waking up and seeing that.
Oh, going with the holy water. Super sucker out.
Talk about Princess. "Why not?" "She says she can't play with me anymore because
Because she's
she's dead."
dead.
Which is
Oh.
the Man in White, Chapter 2.
When
The Man
Tanya
in
said
White.
the story
Oh
to me,
God, this
the
sounds
power
crazy.
went out in her house.
Hi, I'm the
But that didn't
Man in
surprise
Black.
her. Whenever she tells
No,
people
now-
of this
but I'm the Man in
experience,
White.
strange things tend to happen.
Dude, my heart
Hopefully
is
nothing
deep
will
as
while I
sometimes
share her story.
Oh my god.
2 years ago, Lee,
Dear
Tanya's now
Lord.
husband and then boyfriend, was a frequent house sitter
Okay,
for a
it's a
very
boyfriend.
nice
That's
but
nice.
slightly
Nice
off
stuff, nice
family.
stuff.
Yeah,
They owned
it's
their
kinda-
own business
kinda
and were out of
gradually
town
gets
frequently
worse.
for work.
Yeah.
Their
I
house
don't know if
was
that's
very
good or bad.
minimalistic,
Where's the
aside
door?
from a few rather outlandish decorations, like a giant red ram statue and
Red?
a set of antlers wrapped in
Red?
rope.
Wrapped in
Before
rope.
giving the house to Lee,
Wait,
they
wait,
would
I gotta
always
pause this for a
remind
second.
him.
I'm sorry, guys, but did you see that? Like, it's like you know the color bulb is red, and there's red, like a red moose and a red.
Have you noticed that both the ropes and the statue are red?
Yes,
Oh,
I
God.
noticed that.
That's actually kind of weird.
So let's play the video back.
Ever go in their son's room. One day, when he was house sitting, he found a peculiar mask on the countertop. It was a white goat skeleton head with sharp
Oh
teeth.
God.
Whoa. whoa.
Satan! It's Satan up in here.
Dude, I'm sorry to pause it again, guys, but it's a, I don't know what kind of animal is that, but there's a star like right
It's a
there.
goat head. It's a goat.
Goat head. But why would there be a star on top of a goat head?
Maybe it's satanic. I know it means something. I forgot what it was though. I've seen it before.
Okay, this might be my last time pausing. I'm sorry, guys.
Maybe I think it's like a
And an
satanic
upside-down
cult.
pentagram on its head. It made him feel uneasy, so he told Tanya about it that night. But she told him it was probably just a Halloween costume,
You know,
since it was
say a
October.
goat skull
Another time when
mask.
Lee was house sitting, Tanya and their corgi joined
What
him.
looks like a
Lee went to the
satanic
gym,
cult sign,
leaving
upside
Tanya
down
and the
sign.
dog to
That's
play in
not-
the house
that's
on
not
their
Hey,
own.
nothing scary here.
Tanya threw a
It's your
ball,
puppy.
but it stopped midair and dropped suddenly.
What?
Tanya was stunned,
It's like someone that
She
a
threw the
ghost
ball
caught
again,
and fell down.
and it stopped in the same spot. Her dog began growling and wouldn't stop until Lee came back home.
Okay. Yeah.
A few
You know you're
nights
gonna screw it
later,
up now,
while
girl.
Tanya was sleeping alone in her apartment, she suddenly found herself inside that house. There was a man in a white suit, casually
I'm already
leaning
getting
against the wall.
nervous.
He was incredibly handsome, but frightening at the same time. A dark aura surrounding his charming and intoxicating smile. Tanya had never seen this man before, but knew exactly who he was. But how? How was she seeing something that she didn't even believe in?
I've been waiting for you. You're going to join me, aren't you?
No, never. He cocked his head back in laughter, and suddenly they were in her parents' bedroom. Tanya started screaming, trying anything to get her parents' attention.
They can't help you. No one can.
Now they were in front of her sleeping boyfriend. Tanya tried in vain again to get him to wake up, but he couldn't hear her. Then her cat slinked toward the man, hissing and baring its teeth. It was protecting her. Tanya woke up. She was back in her bedroom, gasping for air. She immediately called Lee to come over. Together, they drove to her parents' house because Tanya did not want to stay in her apartment. When her parents answered the door, Tanya's eyes widened. They were wearing the exact same clothes that they were wearing in her dream.
Oh.
She told them about what had just happened, and her parents exchanged a worried look. It was only a matter of time, her mom said.
Okay, I'm gonna just be
Everyone in
honest. When your parents say that, you know something's wrong.
I know.
It's like when something weird's happened and they say that, you know something's gonna go down. Something wrong. Seriously though.
Oh, you're
at
enjoying
some
the live
point
stream,
has
just-
had the same
Yeah.
dream.
Leave a like, please.
It's
You
the
already got
devil
one like on this
testing
video,
our
so
faith,
we need more likes.
and he is now after you.
Okay.
You're the only agnostic in our family and the only non-confirmed Catholic,
Hey,
and
look,
he
do you
probably
see that there's a
thinks you're an
cross on
easy
her
target.
chest? Like a little cross right
Tanya,
there?
Yeah, I've noticed
don't let him in. The next day,
That's
they called
kinda
a priest
creepy.
who blessed her
I know.
apartment. And while Tanya hasn't had another visit from the man in the white suit since, she still feels like something evil is still
Oh, and by the way,
following
if
her.
you guys actually,
Her
if you
blanket
actually
would be
pretty
yanked
scary,
off of her while
remember,
she slept
but
at
hashtag
night.
scary,
And her
only-
healthy
only the
corgi
like,
and cat
whatever
had
you
both
want.
died shortly after, of unknown causes. Tanya used to think her family was just trying to scare her with their stories about demons. And while this experience hasn't convinced her to be baptized, it definitely changed her. A very special thank you to Tanya for sharing this story with me. Paranormal experiences. Send me a message on Instagram and I
Attack
might
on Titan
feature your
Bridge. I wonder
story.
what that is.
Let's
just take a
It's not
quick-
about that. We're not about that.
No, let's just take a quick break and watch this.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get. I'm gonna go find a drink and see if we can get this. But I'm just. That was so.
Can you imagine waking up and seeing what
Oh
the?
my god. Usually we're watching this video just to make us buffering. That is weird. It didn't buffer on the other video, but it buffered on this video.
No, it's probably because of the Wi-Fi. It's probably kicking in now. I'm gonna go.
Okay, I'll stay here. Sorry guys, the Wi-Fi is really terrible. But if you save us. Okay, we're gonna stop in here. If you guys can do what you want right now, but well, you guys can just do what you want. But we're gonna stop. We're gonna pause this. video while I wait for Gabe to be special. So you guys can just get whatever you want, get some snacks, get some drinks. This might be a long video. It's been 24 minutes, so it's gonna be a long time. Okay. First the blunt lady, if you guys remember. Then it was this girl like with blood on her arms, neck, and her hair. And then the third one was, it wasn't really blood, but it said, "Don't let him in." If you guys think that's suspicious about something, just tell Gabe in the comments. That is, I don't know how to explain it. That was scary in so many ways. I'm about to take the camera. I'm sorry. But guys, that was like, oh my god, I just can't understand. Three horrible things happen right now. There's the blood on the bed. Then, oh, there's Gabe. First the blood on the bed, then the princess, well, not princess, they're gonna have a crown, but the blood on her arms, head. And then the third one, it was, don't let him in. But we're gonna put this back.
Something scary, volume 8.
Something scary, volume 8. I'm sorry, guys. That was all the time that you guys needed. I'm sorry, but Gabe got me.
Huh?
Look,
What'd you say?
I was talking.
What did you say? Jimmy boy.
Dude,
I pooped my pants.
Okay, let's talk about that more. Talking about this video. Okay, guys, what do you think here's gonna happen?
That's because I am connected to Wi-Fi.
You are connected? You are?
Yeah, that's why I was slowing down.
Oh, it's not working, guys. No. Oh, now it's loading. But yeah, guys, if that's not scary enough, we'll show you scary.
Wait, dude, I want to Face ID. Wait, I want to see how the Face ID works. How does it work?
Later.
Let me show you.
No, tell me. What do I push?
Swipe up. Swipe up. No. Oh, okay. Swipe up to unlock. But yeah, if you guys are a fan of this game, you guys are gonna like it.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary?
Please don't let the clown. Oh god. Oh, goddamn. He's got mantis.
Rosa.
Have you ever played the infamous one-man hide and seek? Or owned a toy that hosted a spirit? What about Three Kings or The Devil's Mirror? This volume is all fun and games until someone gets hurt. Stories about people who played around with the supernatural. Stories about playtime gone wrong. Our first chapter comes from Brooklyn, who owns a very unique stuffed bear.
I'm sorry, guys, but what do you think is gonna happen now? What do you think's gonna happen before we even continue?
So, this one's called Rosalita.
And it's talking about playtime. So, what do you think is actually gonna happen? What I think.
My best guess is one man hide and seek, and it's where they find like dead bodies, and when their parents come, there's nothing there, and then like a doll chases them. That's what I'm betting. I'm betting that.
What I think is that.
Preach it, Lord.
I think when they say like I'll talk about Rosalita, I think it's gonna be a girl named Rosalita, and then.
Is you mean like the plot of Annabelle?
No, and then like when they're playing with someone.
Through the wall. I got sweat marks down my balls.
I'll stop this.
Don't you dare stop my live stream, boy.
Anyway.
I want to slap you.
Can I continue?
Go, 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 go.
Can I
When she was
continue? I
about
didn't
3
even
years
start.
old, she was diagnosed with a very serious heart
What
problem.
is that?
The doctors were always in a panic, horrified that her
If
death
you guys
would
can see this
come
on the
any
TV,
day.
this is how much we hate
Brooklyn
each
would
other.
constantly overhear nurses
We're
talk
rival
about how
YouTube
worried
channels.
they were about the little girl. She
Oh,
thought that they might have been
stop
talking
it!
but Brooklyn's mom calmed her down and reminded
Censored.
her that there were lots of patients in the hospital.
Die.
Though it didn't help that
You're
whenever
not
her
looking at
nurse
the
came into
video.
her room, her eyes were red and wet.
Guys,
The
stop!
doctors were all
Stop! If you guys know, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Gabe is actually punching me. He does this to me all the time because he doesn't understand love. Anyway, let's go.
Because I have no love in my heart.
horrified that her death
Only
would
hey,
come
Pablo.
any day. Brooklyn would constantly overhear nurses talking about how worried they were about a
Oh, yeah, dude, let's watch. Hold on. I'm gonna be right back, so come on. Hello, what movie are you guys watching?
I don't know yet.
Can I help pick?
Everybody needs to go.
It.
No,
Look, one at a time.
no rated R or PG-13 movies that have blood or cussing in it.
Well, what movie doesn't have that? Disney has cursing in it.
Alright, yeah. I know, but
All right.
YouTube. Oh yeah, hold on. Pablo. I have the perfect filter for you. Pablo. What will you say? What?
gotcha.
Nice. Pablo, my friend. Pablo. What do you say about Donald Trump?
He's racist.
Find it! Get him!
Yeah.
We will find you, Pablo. And
He's
Pablo, we will find you. And we will kill you. Get him!
Wait, what do I look like though? What do I look like?
Wait. These battle skies are fading.
Wait, no.
Jefferson! This is family-friendly content. Get him! Ow! Best chase scene ever. Go sit down. These battle skies.
Okay, let's get this.
Wipe out. Recent wipe out.
I don't know, but I just took a run.
Oh, no. What?
Let's continue. That is perfect. That's perfect.
She thought that they might have been talking about her, but Brooklyn's mom calmed her down and reminded her that there were lots of patients in the hospital.
Oh, yeah,
Though
hey,
it
Pablo,
didn't
give me
help
my
that
last
whenever her nurse came into her room, her eyes were red and wet. Like,
Hey, what's up, Pablo?
you
This
see me?
is my friend Pablo. He's actually really smart, and in the advanced band class, I guess.
Ready to see the new Pablo?
Wait. I got a question. What are you doing in the stream, basically? Do you need me to be your camera person? I can be your cameraman. I'm good at being.
This is not commercial free. Okay, so this video is mostly about.
Why are you trying to hold my hand, boy?
I'm gonna hold your hand, idiot.
Yay!
I'd be a good cameraman.
Okay,
Hey!
We're live streaming.
I don't know why. You still here now?
No, this is Gabe in the morning.
Can I show
This
you?
is Gabe at night. Morning night.
I'm gonna show you something.
No, stop. We're still gonna watch this.
My three-man group.
I just literally copied myself.
Guys, can we continue the video, please? We didn't even finish. Can we?
Okay, yeah, we've just been goofing around this whole
Yeah.
time.
So how about we continue the video?
Are you ready, bro?
Anyway, back to the video.
Yeah, boy!
Are you guys ready? Oh, we're gonna put closed captions on just in case you actually don't know what they're saying.
He had just been crying.
Just a guess.
It always made Brooklyn nervous. What was wrong? The night before Brooklyn was to undergo surgery, she asked her nurse, "You're always crying when you come in my room. Why?" The nurse froze. She slowly bent down and whispered in her ear, "You will understand when you see her." At the time, Brooklyn didn't know what that meant. The surgery was a success, and Brooklyn now had a new heart. Being a young girl, she couldn't quite yet grasp the gravity of what she had gone through. It didn't even cross her mind to wonder where this new heart had come from. She was just happy to be alive and well. Before she left the hospital, her nurse gave her a small stuffed bear and told her to take good care of it. Years had passed, and Brooklyn was now about 8 years old.
Gabriel,
¿Qué sabes? Aquí está.
you missed something.
Dun,
Look,
dun, dun.
watch
Before
this.
she left the hospital,
This is
her
not
nurse
scary
gave
at all,
her a
guys.
stuffed bear
Look.
and told her to take good care of it. Years had passed, and Brooklyn was
Now
now
the
about
stuffed
8 years
bear.
old. She loved to draw and would sketch cute, happy characters like Winnie the Pooh and Dora the Explorer. And one day, while she was drawing, she heard a voice. It wasn't malevolent or scary, but rather calm and peaceful.
Stop, Gabe.
It was faint, but Brooklyn knew that the voice was coming from the bear. She knew how crazy it sounded, but there was no doubt in her mind that there was a spirit living inside of it that wanted to be her friend. Her name was Rosalita, and she would talk to Brooklyn all the time, and Brooklyn would talk back. The problem was that no one else could hear Rosalita. Brooklyn's parents became concerned that their daughter was always locking herself in her room and talking to herself. But Brooklyn didn't care. Rosalita had become her friend.
That's not scary at all.
To make her happy. And Brooklyn believes that Rosalita helped her become a better artist. Rosalita would guide Brooklyn's hand on the paper. It was like she was a part of her. But Rosalita became tired of the childish drawings. You need to make
Gabe, you saw that?
She told Brooklyn to walk
Oh
out.
my god! Guys, if you guys did not see
Her
that, you're
name
blind.
was Rosalita, and she would talk to Brooklyn all the time, and Brooklyn would
You
talk back.
missed it.
The problem was that no one else could hear Rosalita.
Gabe,
Brooklyn's
do not
parents
look
became
away from this.
concerned that their daughter was always
Do
locking
not
herself
look
in
away.
her room and talking to herself. But Brooklyn didn't care. Rosalita had become her friend. Brooklyn continued to draw pictures for her to make her happy.
If you guys
And
remember the
Brooklyn
last video,
believes that
this is kind of like the
helped her
same.
become a better artist. Rosalita would guide Brooklyn's hand on the paper. It was like she was a part of her. But Rosalita became tired of the childish drawings.
Watch. Nope.
She said,
Guys. Sorry, guys. Nope. Yay. Okay, yeah, you can come back. Guys, if you guys saw that, that was the scariest. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so scared in so many ways. Okay, how scary was that?
Scary as heck.
Stop, girl.
walk outside into the yard where she found the bones of a dead mouse.
Dead?
Turn it into art, Rosalita said.
Hey, get off of there!
Okay? I'm gonna be like
All right, that's all we need. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Don't work too hard.
I know, I'm leaving early. I'm leaving now. Let's go.
Come in now. Where you going?
No problem, let's go. Come.
Gay, that was so scary.
So Brooklyn took
That has
the
to be
bones
scary,
and
guys. That
put them
has
on
to
a
be.
piece of paper, with Rosalita instructing her each step of the way. The yard, where she found the bones of a dead mouse.
No.
Turn it into art, Rosalita said. Bring it to its staff. So Brooklyn took the bones and glued them them on a piece of paper with
Guys, when this video is over, we're gonna
step
stop.
of the way.
Stop, dude!
What are you doing?
She told Brooklyn
Gabe, what are you doing?
staff. So Brooklyn
Gabe, Gabe, can you
still
stop?
there.
Dude, didn't you notice that?
Into art. Zelina said.
Yes, I noticed that.
Like the real life pictures taken.
So Brooklyn took
Yeah,
the
Gabe,
bones
I saw
and
that.
laid them on a piece of paper with Rosita instructing her.
Dude!
What does it say, Brooke?
You ain't changed pizza. They're calling
No.
your name.
Guys, we'll be right back at this commercial break while you just stare at this.
So Brooklyn took the bones and glued them on a piece of paper with Rosalita. This comes from Brooklyn. Lita helped her become a better artist. Brooklyn's parents became concerned that their daughter was always locking herself in her room and talking to herself. But Brooklyn didn't care. Rosalita had become her friend. Brooklyn continued to draw pictures. Lita helped her become a better artist. Rosalita would guide Brooklyn's hand on the paper. It was like she was... Turn it into art, Rosalita said. Bring meaning to it.
Be right back, guys.
So Brooklyn took the bones and glued them on a...
Right back here, because your head's going to be up the right. No. Leave it there. It's fine. I need you guys Christian, the paper is over there.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
Piece of paper with Rosalita instructing her each step of the way. She hung it on her wall, and to this day, it's still there. It always made her parents uncomfortable, so they would always try and take it down. But whenever they would take it down, they would get sick the next day, and Brooklyn would hang it back up.
Only like 3
Rosalita
seconds
had
though.
something to do with that. For the most part, Rosalita was always sweet and kind, but there was something odd that happened a few times that concerned Brooklyn. When their first family dog died suddenly, Brooklyn was heartbroken. Rosalita, however, was the opposite. Now they could spend more time together. And in the span of a few weeks, her other family members' dogs unexplainably passed away.
Gabe, you missed
Did
something.
Rosalita have anything to do with that?
I already saw it.
Brooklyn is now 19 years old and still speaks to the stuffed bear that hosts Rosalita's spirit. Do you remember the nurse who gave this bear to you? Yes, I do. She was my mom. She was always crying because I wasn't doing well. I was staying in the same hospital as you. Did anyone ever tell you where your heart came from? No. You are my heart. Your life brought meaning to my death. Brooklyn began to cry. Thank you so much. But on your 21st birthday, I have to go. What do you mean? I have to move on. Oh, why? Rosalita paused. I just have to go. And I'm bringing my heart with me. Because that was now about Rosalita, who gave meaning to my death. A very special thing for his birthday. I just have to go. And I'm bringing my heart with me. Mean that I'll... Rosalita didn't say another word and wouldn't answer Brooklyn whenever she brought it up again. What did Rosalita mean by that? Guess she'll find out in 2 years. A very special thank you to Brooklyn in Missouri for sharing your story and photos with me. Our next chapter is a creepypasta written by Perfect Circle 35. During my childhood, it was like a drop of river, never remaining in one location. We were living in a house just outside the bustling metropolis of New Vineyard, station 643. The day after my 5th birthday, I came down with a fever. The doctor said I had mononucleosis, which meant no rough play and more fever for at least another 3 weeks. It was horrible timing to be bedridden. We were in the process of packing things to move to
Pizza. Bum, bum,
my
bum,
things were
bum.
already packed away.
Well, you don't screw up.
Gabe, I accidentally skipped a little bit. I read that.
Most of my things were already packed away in boxes, leaving my room barren. My mother brought me ginger ale and books several times a day, and these served the function of being my primary form of entertainment for the next few weeks. Boredom always looms just around the corner. I don't exactly recall how I met Mr. Widemouth. I think it was about a week after I was
That good
diagnosed with
storytelling
Lyme.
voice.
My first memory of the small creature was asking him if he had a name. He told me to call him Mr. Widemouth because his mouth was large. In fact, everything about him was large in comparison to his body. His head, his eyes, his crooked ears, but his mouth was by far the largest. You looked kind of like a Furby.
Furby? What's a Furby?
Hey, Gabe, stop
the
touching
toy.
my pizza.
The little robot with the
Can I
big
get a
ears.
crust?
No, I
You
want my
can pet
crust.
and feed them almost like a real pet.
I don't touch. I
Oh,
don't see me
you
getting
don't need one of those. They aren't the same as having a real friend.
I remember Mr. Widemouth disappearing every time my mother stopped by to check in on me.
I don't want your parents to see me because I'm afraid they won't let us play anymore.
The 3rd or 4th morning after I met him, he greeted me with a large smile on his face.
I have a new game you can play. We have to wait till after your mother comes to check on you because she can't see us play it. It's a secret game.
After my mother delivered more books and soda at the usual time, Mr. Widemouth slipped out from under the bed and tugged my hand.
We have to go to the room at the end of this hallway.
I objected at first, as my parents had forbidden me to leave my bed without their permission, but Mr. Widemouth persisted until I gave in. The room in question had no furniture or wallpaper. Its only distinguishing feature was a window opposite the doorway.
That's so scary. There's
Mr.
nothing in there
Widemouth
besides
darted
window.
across the room and gave the window a firm push, flinging it open. He then beckoned me to look out at the ground
Guys,
below.
by the way,
We
I'm
were on
just
the
by
second
myself.
story
I'm
of the
not
house,
being
but it was on a hill, and from
Yes, I
this
am.
angle, the drop was
Alright.
farther than 2 stories.
Ah, slap you. Take your pizza.
I like to play pretend up here. I pretend that there's a big soft trampoline below this window, and I jump. If you pretend hard enough, you bounce back up like a feather.
You suck
I
balls.
want you to
There's so
try.
much water.
I was
It's
a
not too much
5-year-old
water.
with a fever, so only a hint of skepticism darted through my thoughts as I looked down and considered the possibility. It's a long drop, I said.
But that's all part of the fun. It wouldn't be fun if it was only a short drop. If it were that way, you may as well just bounce on a real trampoline.
I toyed with the idea, but the realist in me prevailed. I don't know if I have enough imagination. I could get hurt. Mr. Widemouth's face contorted into a snarl, but only for a moment.
If you say so.
He said. He spent the rest of the day under my bed, quiet as a mouse. The following morning, Mr. Widemouth arrived holding a small box.
I want to teach you how to juggle.
He said.
Here's some things you can use to practice.
I looked in the box. It was full of knives. My parents will kill me, I shouted, horrified that Mr. Widemouth had brought knives into my room, objects that my parents would never allow me to touch. Mr. Widemouth frowned.
It's fun to juggle with these. I want you to
Guys,
try.
I just noticed.
I
You
pushed
guys
the
are
box
not
away.
notice?
Knives
You're
aren't
actually
safe to
trying to
just
kill
throw
her.
in
He's
the
actually trying
air.
to kill her.
Mr. Widemouth's frown
That's okay.
deepened into a scowl. He took the box of knives and slid under my bed, remaining there the rest of the day. I began to wonder how often he
Oh god.
I started having trouble sleeping after that. Mr. Widemouth often woke me up at night, saying he put a real trampoline under the window, a big one that I couldn't see in the dark. I always declined and tried to go back to sleep, but Mr. Widemouth persisted. Sometimes he stayed by my side until early in the morning, encouraging me to jump. He wasn't so fun to play with anymore. My mother came to me one morning and told me I had her permission to walk around outside. She thought the fresh air would be good for me, especially after being confined in my room for so long. Ecstatic, I put on my sneakers and trotted out to the back porch, yearning for the feeling of sun on my face. Mr. Widemouth was waiting for me.
I have something I want you to see.
He said. I must have given him a weird look because he then said,
It's safe. I promise.
I followed him to the beginning of a deer trail which ran through the woods behind the house.
This is an important path.
He explained.
I've had a lot of friends about your age. When they were ready, I took them down this path to a special place. You aren't ready yet, but one day, I hope to take you there.
I returned to the house, wondering what kind of place lay beyond that trail. 2 weeks after I met Mr. Widemouth, the last load of our things had been packed into a moving truck. I considered telling Mr. Widemouth that I would be leaving, but even at 5 years old, I was beginning to suspect that perhaps the creature's intentions were not to my benefit, despite what he said otherwise. For this reason, I decided to keep my departure a secret. My father and I were in the truck at 4 a.m. I saw Mr. Widemouth's silhouette in my bedroom window. He stood motionless until the truck was about to turn onto the main road. He gave a pitiful little wave goodbye, steak knife in hand. I didn't wave back. Years later, I returned to New Vineyard. The piece of land our house stood upon was empty except for the foundation, as the house burned down a few years after my family left. Out of curiosity, I followed the trail that Mr. Widemouth had shown me. Part of me expected him to jump out from behind a tree, but I felt that Mr. Widemouth was gone. Somehow tied to the house that no longer existed. The trail ended at the New Vineyard Memorial Cemetery. I noticed that many of the tombstones belonged to children. You can find instructions all over the internet for countless games much like this one, and each set of instructions is always prefaced with the same warning: do not play this game, which makes hardcore thrill seekers even more inclined to play. Like Caitlin, who played the game with a group of friends and didn't follow all the rules. Last summer, when Caitlin was 13, her friends were wondering what they could do for fun. One of her friends suggested the one-man hide-and-seek challenge. Caitlin was a bit hesitant. She'd heard of the game before and knew that it could potentially be dangerous. But everyone else was on board, so she reluctantly agreed. One night, they met up at a park at 8 p.m. Together, the 5 friends walked to a nearby abandoned house that had been empty for years. There was dirty wallpaper hanging low from the walls and bits of glass and wood covering the floor. The house had a very heavy atmosphere. Caitlin was sure her friends could sense it too, but were putting on a brave face. They stopped in what appeared to be the living room, and her friend pulled out her backpack with all the supplies. Nail clippers, a piece of red thread, a sewing needle, a bag of uncooked rice, scissors, a bucket, bottles of water, salt, and of course, the doll. Caitlin couldn't even look at the doll without getting shivers. It was one of those old ones that looked like a real baby, except it only had one eye. Then they began to prepare the game. First, they cut open the doll and filled it with the rice. In most Asian cultures, uncooked rice is believed to attract spirits. Then, they each clipped a fingernail and placed it inside the doll. This step binds you to it. Next, they sew the doll back up with the red thread, which represents blood vessels. They filled the bucket with water and submerged the doll. They each turned around and counted to 10. Then, they took turns stabbing the doll with the scissors, repeating, "I found you, Charlotte. You're it." 3 times. "I found you, Charlotte." By giving the doll a name, it makes the spirit stronger. And now, the game had begun. Everyone bolted and split into 2 groups. Caitlin and one other friend ran up the stairs and found a closet to hide in, where they sat in silence for what felt like hours. It was starting to look like their suspicions were correct, and this game was just a bunch of... That's when they heard very light footsteps coming up the stairs. The footsteps grew louder and louder, closer and closer, with each step accompanied by a metal scrape. The sound stopped right outside of the closet. They covered their mouths to muffle their breathing. Caitlin felt a sharp pain on her foot. She screamed and pulled her foot back and saw the scissors sliding from side to side underneath the door. They screamed and prayed and pleaded it for it to stop. Silence. Did that really just happen? Was that really Charlotte? Or was it one of their friends playing a prank on them? When they finally composed themselves, they opened the door. No one was there, and they didn't want to stick around long enough to see if they were wrong. They ran out of the house and back to their meeting spot at the park, where their other friends were already waiting. If they were playing a trick on them, could they have possibly run back here before them? When did you get here? A while ago. We thought we heard footsteps coming down the hallway, so we jumped out a window and ran here as fast as we could. So, you've been here the whole time? You weren't playing a prank on us? No. Why? What happened? As Caitlin and her friend explained what they had just gone through, everyone was in shock. But now at the house, they figured they were safe, and the doll couldn't hurt them. Unfortunately, they were wrong. You see, there were a few rules they had forgotten to follow. The only proper way to end the game is to pour salt water on the doll when it finds you. But Caitlin and her friends ran out of the house before they could do that. So Charlotte still thinks they're playing. And one day, she's gonna find them.
You're it.
Want some Snarl swag? Head on over to our website at
Okay, well,
snarl.com.
see you guys later. I'm gonna end the video now. I hope you guys liked it. Remember to like and subscribe to the video. Leave a comment in the comments below. And slap the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of mine or Ben's videos. Okay, remember to like and subscribe and do the same thing to Ghost Girl 800 YouTube channel. And Jeff's YouTube channel. Okay, I will see you guys later and goodbye.